Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios. For this issue, we're looking at Power Pack number 27 from 1986. So I said I wasn't going to cover this issue because I didn't have it, but guess what? I went to my local comic book store. They had it for like $2. So I went and got it. So this is from 1986, written by Louise Simonson. It is part of the Mutant Massacre, which I'm currently covering. So Wolverine and X Factor. So all right. Jon Bogdanove, who and P. Craig Russell do this cover. Now, um, Jon Bogdanove follows Louise Simonson into X Factor after Walt Simonson leaves, and he follows her into Superman when she goes and leaves Marvel. Um, so great cover. We got Power Pack, we got Wolverine, we got Sabretooth. As I mentioned, this is part of the Mutant Massacre. Now, I could not find a really good digital copy, so this is what we're gonna make do because Power Pack is really hard to get digitally because no one cares about Power Pack. And so, all right, here we go. Good cover, by the way. I do want to say, very good cover. Jon Bogdanove is very similar to Walter Simonson in the way he draws. Um, but Power Pack was just not my thing. I never bought it. In fact, this issue is the only Power Pack that I own. I know who they are, but I just wasn't into this. So, all right, and so we start out with the kids and the parents. So the last name is Power. That's why they're called Power Pack. And so, really don't know much. Go to that website that I gave you, and you can find out. So this is the dad, this is the mom, these are the kids, and then Franklin Richards is also there with them here. So these kids all have powers. They see about X Factor, and so they're looking at the thing. They're like, "Oh, they're gonna come after us," and yada yada yada. The kids are going to bed, and so Louis Simonson is really good at trying to keep this dynamic. This is Franklin Richards from the Fantastic Four, although I think the Avengers. I think Reed Richards and Sue Storm were with the Avengers during this time. I could be wrong. Um, so anyway, so they see this image of Artie and Leech, and Leech is crying here. This is not. This is part of one somebody's dream power. Of course, we get our credits here, and Jon Bogdanove, as I said, and whose power is the title of our story. Because I don't follow Power Pack, I don't know what each of these kids do. Um, I only bought this issue for completion's sake. You know, when I was doing the Mutant Massacre, I had forgotten that it crossed over to this. So I was just pleasantly surprised when this book was at the comic book store, like said, for $2. And so, like I said, I picked it up. So they come in, and so they're gonna go investigate to see what's going on. They know who Leech is, and so off goes the kids here, all using. And look how he takes this manhole cover out as if it wasn't heavy. Like it's so easy. And look at this. This is like a Shazam cape or Captain Marvel from DC. I know they call him Shazam now, but it's Captain Marvel. It will always be Captain Marvel to me. And so they go to the tunnels, who I don't know why. Sorry, the sewers, and it is just horrible. And so they see Scalp Hunter, and the only good mutie is a dead mutie, sis. And so out killing. I'm Scalp Hunter, friends, and us Marauders, we got ourselves a purpose. We're gonna kill and kill and kill till we're the only mutants left alive on Earth. So you can see Leech here. He's holding Caliban. I thought he was holding Artie, but I guess it's Caliban. And so they go through the tunnel. Sabretooth is stalking them, and he jumps through. and they think it's Wolverine, and they met Wolverine in X-Men, I think 205 or something like that. Barry Windsor Smith did that, but of course it is not. And so the kids now go after Wolverine. As I mentioned, I'm gonna go kind of fast on this thing because it really doesn't matter. It's just so we can get the whole completions of Power Pack, or the whole completion here. And so here we go. And so you see they hit the roof, and all this debris is going to fall on Sabretooth. So the kids are going to get away here. And as they run, and I caught your sets in the tunnel, and they're like, it sounds. And so here is Wolverine, pretty cool here. And so he's telling them basically everything that's been happening in the during the tunnels. And then he tells the kids, you got to get out now. And listen, somebody's in trouble. I can take care of them, or leave them to die while I watchdog you out of the tunnel. What's it gonna be? And she says, we'll leave, I promise. It's just good. And so they're like, leave Leech. Julie, you gotta be kidding me. So Wolverine is gonna go and keep doing what he's doing. And so the kids are gonna go look for Leech, and they see all the dead Morlocks in the tunnels here. And then we of course see X Factor helping the other Morlocks. This is going to lead into X Factor 11, and so I'll be covering all that, or I have already covered, but I'm going to put this video before the other ones. So we're just kind of moving along here. So they finally find Leech and Caliban, and the kids are gonna try to help, but of course their powers, I love the plot here, their powers fail because Leech is able to cancel powers out. But of course we've got the 3 of the Marauders here, and here comes Harpoon, and I don't know why his power doesn't fail. For some reason their powers fail, but not Harpoon's here. And so we got Arclight here trying to get rid of them. And they're like, Leech, stay back so that we can use our powers. And we got Scrambler. So it's kind of funny. The Morlocks don't seem affected by Leech here. So, and then here's Franklin Richards. I believe that's Franklin Richards here. And Louise Simonson is great at doing these family dynamic things. She's a really phenomenal writer. She was editor in the X-Men prior to freelancing as a writer here. And so you see the kids get rid of the Marauders and start taking them down here. And yeah, beat up. They beat up the Marauders, so can't be that tough. And then here comes X Factor, so the Marauders run away. And so Leech, you know, they kill Leech's mom, which I think was Anna Lee, and he wants Mama. And of course Franklin tries to explain, and the kids are like, sorry, you know, they all comfort him. And Cyclops takes him and says, we'll take care of him. And so off everybody goes. And so okay, so sorry, that's Iceman. I looked at the costume here. So Iceman says, okay, we'll take care of him. So here comes Beast and Caliban, and this is gonna, like I said, gonna lead to X Factor 11. And so they meet, and they said, you know, get out of here, we'll take care of this. And the kids go back and realize that life is cruel. So all right, so this thing was bi-monthly, by the way, because it just didn't sell very well monthly, so it was every 60 days. So all right, so basically in a nutshell, nice and quick, Power Pack number 27, part of the Mutant Massacre. It's super cheap, so you can hunt around for this if you'd like, if you want a completion. And it's also in the you know what? I do have this. I had this issue already. I have the trade paperback. I have the Mutant Massacre trade paperback. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I bought this issue. I wasted $2. Never mind. Now I actually have the issue. So, all right. Power Pack 27, Louise Simonson, Jon Bogdanove, and Steve Lee Aloha. Like and subscribe, and I do thank you for listening. Short and sweet today. Goodbye.